Okay, so that's Boolean values, true and false, and a number of predicates that are questions that produce true-false answers. Now I want to talk about if expressions, which are going to let us have our program produce different results depending on the answer to true-false questions, depending on the result produced by a predicate. If expressions are simple to form. It's open paren, if, and then three expressions and a closed paren. We call those three expressions the question, the true answer, and the false answer. And one key thing is that the question expression has to produce a Boolean value. So the question expression usually calls a predicate of some form. Now let's look at an example. Going back to where we were, let me start by just deleting this expression here. And then we'll try to write an if expression that determines what the shape is of I1. So we'll say open paren if, and then let's say less than is the width of I1 less than the height of I1. And if that's true, that's the question. If the question is true, then here's the true answer. We're going to say that the image is tall if its width is less than its height. And in the false answer, we'll say that the image is wide. And if I run that now, there's two interesting things to see here. One is that the result was tall because sure enough, I1 is taller than it is wide. And the other interesting thing to see was that right here, this piece of code was highlighted in black. Depending on which version of Racket you're using, it might be highlighted in orange, but it's highlighted. We're going to talk a lot more about that later this week. But if I go ahead now and switch around, maybe I ask the question about I2 instead of I1. Well, I2's width is greater than its height, and in this case, if we evaluate the expression, it produces wide, and the true answer this time is highlighted in black. So you may be able to start to guess what that black highlighting means, but again, we'll talk about that later.